Hello guys and welcome at Chop Chop Ukraine. We are very close, we are almost there. It's 24th of August and it's a very important day for every Ukrainian because it's a Ukrainian Independence Day. And this episode I decided to dedicate to the events of 1991 which led to Ukrainian independence, what happened in Russia or Soviet Union back at that time, which made it possible for Ukraine to finally become free, and how old is Ukrainian country in general? Does it originate from Russia, as Russia want it to sound or be portrayed, or it's much earlier, back to Kievan Rus and Cossack time and Ukrainian National Republic after the World War I? We will dive into all these facts in this episode, so stay with me and let's begin. Yes. So, first of all, why Ukrainian Independence Day is so important. See, Ukraine has very difficult history of fighting for its independence and to be able to be free. And for every Ukrainian, this day is extremely important. It's almost more important than your birthday or any other holiday. I am modern Ukrainian. I was born in 1996 in a free, independent Ukraine. I don't remember going to stand in the queue for bread, or I don't remember any Soviet time, thank God. So I'm pretty lucky. But even for me, I remember Ukrainian Independence Day as something very sacral, like it's so important to us. And this episode is going to bring you understanding, as I mentioned already, about the events of 1991 when Ukraine got a chance and started being independent. So, events of 1991, as I promised. On 19th of August at that year, very unique situation occurred in Russia. One of the time situation, to say so. So basically the Russian illegal organization or committee of state emergency occurred illegally to remove the president of Soviet Union, Mikhail Gorbachev, from power. This committee didn't have any legal ground, of course, and they wanted to create the state of emergency so the government cannot function, the president will be removed, and then they basically take the whole power in their hands. They tried to do it in Kremlin, in Moscow. They also tried to do it in Ukraine. So basically, if you proclaim the state of emergency, the government becomes it cannot function anymore. Because it was a holiday period and everybody was on holidays, but not only because of that, but Ukraine was contacted as well to provide the state of emergency in Ukrainian National Republic of Soviet Union, which Ukraine refused. This was the moment when Gorbachev, the president of Soviet Union, was captured in Crimea, cut from all possibility to connect with the nation and with the people of Russia or Soviets, and was kept there, proclaimed as sick and incapable to manage president duties anymore. Ukraine was very tense. I think the whole Soviet Union at that time was very tense. They didn't know what to expect. There was some troops which were held on Ukrainian borders and helicopters above Ukrainian parliament, with the descent being able to come down and basically arrest like young Democrats of Ukraine. So it was very, very stressful time. People didn't know what to expect, but everybody wanted the same: people wanted to become independent. People went to Maidan Nezalezhnosti, the main square of Kiev, also for the protests closer to 24th of August, and they basically wanted to become free. Since this takeover in Moscow, this illegal takeover was unsuccessful and Gorbachev came back to the power, it really destabilized Soviet Union. You know, like if it could happen that easily or almost that easily, it's a bad sign, you know. So as a result of all this destabilization and reducing of authority of Gorbachev, Ukraine took a chance in 24th of August 1991, and with the voting in parliament, with the majority of votes to support Ukrainian independence, they proclaimed the article that Ukraine wants to become the democratic, free country because of all this danger of instability and unstabilization, I do not know how to say it, in Soviet Union. The referendum further, maybe a few months later, across the whole Ukraine, where people could vote are they supporting Ukrainian independence or not, with the majority of people, more than 96% of people, voted for Ukraine to become free. And just let me be clear here, those people in Donetsk and Lugansk and Crimea also voted the same. The majority of them, 95-96%, voted yes, Ukraine wants to become free. And where I am? Yes, so that was the event basically which led to for us to finally become free, but also a very important historical machination or scam happened after Ukraine became independent, because it became really dangerous for Russian statehood, since Russia tried to steal our history and country, as I mentioned already in my previous video, which you can check here. Russia said that Ukrainian country is so young, that it almost came out of Russian Empire or Soviet Union. It's like a result of Soviet Union, canceling our whole century-long history, starting from Kievan Rus, then back to the Cossack statehood, which was an important element of Ukrainian national identity. Why? Because even Cossack statehood didn't last it for long. It was really important to show that Ukraine was actually having the national self-identity and was fighting for its freedom, even if they didn't have much chance for the success. So Russian Empire cancelled that. They cancelled Ukrainian tries for creating Ukrainian independent country after the end of World War II, and making it sound like Ukraine just magically came out of Russian Empire and became free, which is, of course, a complete lie. So now, as you know briefly what events led for this day and why it is so important, do not forget, please, to support Ukraine, because we are still fighting for our freedom, we are still fighting for our independence, and this is extremely important to support Ukraine now, because the next country, if you are in Europe, can be your country. Russia will not stop under any circumstances, and let's celebrate 24th of August all together by showing solidarity with Ukraine standing with Ukraine and supporting us when we are fighting this evil. Happy Independence Day, my lovely country, my lovely Ukraine. Slava Ukraini.